Do you draw any real world cultures for influence? I mean, probably, right? Like in the sense that, like, how can I not? Um, but I don't necessarily do. I'm not sure that I'm great at sort of the macro sort of world building. I think, or sort of culture creation. Usually, what I think more in like Twilight Zone levels of detail, right? Or like a Goosebumps book. Like when I imagine a place like a town or like a dungeon or like a wherever, I'm thinking about like what's the one weird thing that has set the tone for this whole place, and then that's kind of what I use. And I think my own criticism of myself in how I run the game is that I think I could probably do a lot more to enrich the culture by thinking more about it. But my thought process typically is a little bit more kind of arc to arc and like session to session. And I haven't had the experience yet where players are super engaging with the culture directly. And so it usually only stands out when things are weird and different, and that usually ties back to my like little quirk about the thing. So I don't think so. I don't think I really do. It's definitely something I think about though. Dove into a little bit with Matt Colville's videos, and like I built a pantheon and kind of a culture document. I tried to do all of that. It wasn't really easy. It was quite a slog, and I didn't feel like I haven't figured out how to do that for myself yet. Yeah, I think I even have. Yeah, check these out. Just reading these with the kids, because I have probably 10 or 12 of these choose your own adventure books, and so the two that were picked out to look at was the rat babysitter one, and so we read through that. Probably did about 4 or 5 of the endings on that one. Only got to I think 1 or 2 of the endings on this one so far. Come on, who does it? What kid's not going to want to read books with shiny covers, right? But everybody on here right now, we could write one of these in probably like 3 streams. Like these are not dense, difficult. They're obviously super approachable. That's the point. But oh yeah, they all have that. It's actually one of the few things that I've sort of retained from when I was a kid is my entire Goosebumps collection. A lot of my like toys and video games and all those things were parceled out and kind of little by little, a lot of that stuff is just kind of gone. But those were one of the things that I always kind of kept in a box. I need to revisit and spend more time on. I've got that one short that I made that took a ton. I need to, because I've made some videos about Goosebumps, but my favorite one that I spent entirely too long on, which I guess doesn't narrow things down, but I wrote up a D&D idea for every Goosebumps book that I have, and that was a really fun video. But it was also like it was way too high concept for a short. Yeah, I like that idea, Red Bear. I would be very happy spending a lot of time making games like what we all like to play, but aimed at Goosebumps level kids to play. I think that would be really fun. It's on my sort of like long term kind of roadmap, you could say. I think that'd be really neat. I mean, the Goosebumps after school like TV show was something else. I think it was an after school. I don't think it was a Saturday morning thing. It was great. It was weekdays and Saturday mornings. Gotcha. I think you can find most of them on YouTube in some version, some capacity or not another. Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to think of a way to revisit all of those. Maybe that's a way. Maybe each book and show can just be turned into some sort of a one shot for kids to play. That'd be kind of fun. Like they probably couldn't I shouldn't say this because they can always find a. But like, could you really get hosed for that? I guess anybody can go after anybody, but if you're making stuff that's effectively free for people to use, that is, clearly inspired by, but isn't using any of the name like convention on like the PDF that people can download for free and use, like I bet that would be fine, because that could be really fun. That would be a really fun project. Transformative works. That's a pretty tempting one. That may have to go on the list. That'd be a series. Just call it, sessions to give you ... or one shots to give you ...